All right, we're going to do a sound test. First, we got a dog with wind reduction on, so her heavy panting and breathing won't be, so it might be a little bit more muffled. And before we go to that, outside, the cat that I have awoken is now going to be annoyed once again of me filming her with the wind reduction on. This is what it sounds like inside with the wind reduction on. Let's see if we can hear some chewing. So that's what the wind reduction sounds on, with a cat munching away, who's now really mad at me for disturbing her making these videos. But it'll be good. It's worth the blowback from the. There's my dog. Oh, I'm also in super view, 16:9, 1080p, 16 frames a second. Not a lot of wind out right now. In fact, this is like ideal. There's like zero wind. But yeah, what else? Stabilization is on. There's mud all over the place. Oh, here we go. Now we got some wind. So this is what it's like walking around with, not in auto, but with the wind on, wind reduction. So basically you have two modes. You have wind reduction and stereo mode. And the third mode is technically auto, which really defaults you back to one or the other of either wind reduction, where I got the sun on my wrong angle here, but this will be a good test for sun glare as well. We can see how my road is getting really washed out. Believe it or not, it is April 17th at the making of this video. I'll try to get as much wind noise in this as possible. I'm just going to walk down the road a bit here in the muck, and then I'm going to walk back. I don't know if you can hear the birds in the background, but there's some birds in the background. I will be eagle hunting later today, and there's a new hawk in my area. It's really big. He's like nearly 6 feet wide on the wingspan there. They're known as a rough-legged hawk. I've never seen one of those before in my life, but apparently we got them now, so we'll get some more beautiful footage here. With my GoPro Hero 5, people always complained about the audio being muffled, and then it's clear, and then it's muffled, then it's clear, and I never got a chance to play around with the mic settings. So even my dog agrees you should have played around with the mic settings, but he did not. But you go smell the garbage can. That's it, in case there's new garbage in there or something. So here I am, sun's on my other shoulder, wind reduction on, and I can imagine what I'm probably going to see when I look at this footage is that with the wind reduction on, hey, look at that, you can finally see my front step. Wow. It's hard to believe that the snow has already went down 5 feet. I know, look at my CRV. Look at that. My dog's up on the... Oh, there's my dog taking a crap. I apologize that she has no manners. Oh boy, that's mucky. That is really mucky. So I'm in super view. 16:9 will be the format I shoot the most. Walk over some crunchy ice. My parking spot is flooded out, and I don't want to leave it all rut, so I'll park on the ice over here. Super view, stabilization. Everything else is pretty much an auto. Again, the mics, this is more for the mic test. Yes, you can hook up an external mic to these. So, like I say, what we'll probably hear is, with the wind reduction forced on all the time, it'll probably be a more balanced sound, rather than, you know, it's like, okay, it's clear, and then it's muffled, then it's clear. That's what happens when you're in auto all the time. And looks like I have a wood pile still. I have to throw some of that in later today. I can't believe we're still burning wood this late. Oh, there, you can sort of see the road rage van. Anybody that follows my channel. There's a road rage van. Can't see the other, oh, you can sort of see the other van. I don't know, I can't see it. I'm just raising it up on the stand here. I have this thing attached to the little rubberized flexible tripod. I have the hand grip thing, but I find the hand grip, you can hear, there's my brother's car. There's my brother. I can't find my canoes yet, or the mast for my sailboat. It's in there somewhere, and the canoes are lost. But yeah, that truck was completely covered over. You were able to walk over the top of that truck, considering that it's nearly 5.5 feet in the air or whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of snow this year. But anyway, I guess this is probably a good enough audio test for the the mics. But the thing is, if you're going to use it as a vlogging camera, I would get something with a little bit more reach, because that little fob yellow one that you have there, it's good if you're not going to need the audio, because the rubberized handle I found with my Hero 5 was really, really bad for hearing your hand moving around on the handle. So there's my dog in there. What are you doing in there with my bike? Unfortunately, my poor motorcycle is parked, but maybe I'll fix it. Hopefully I get it fixed this year. Some empty bird feeders. But yeah, so this one has a rubberized handle. The three legs are rubber, like foam. So hopefully you can't hear it. Here, I'll move my hand around a bit. So I don't know if you heard my hand brushing around, you know, in the camera. If you have a GoPro 6 or a GoPro 5, good news. The holder is this exact same size. One thing I will say about the GoPro 7 is that although it's kind of rubberized and tactile like my Hero 5 was, this one feels a little more plasticky, but I don't know if that's an issue or not. As far as waterproof and stuff like that, I'm definitely not going to go swimming on days like today, nor I don't think I could, because the lakes are frozen over. But once they get opened up and the water warms up, yeah, I might do some underwater filming. That should be cool. Go hunt down some fish. Man, that's bright. So there you go. So that is what it sounds like with wind reduction on. So if you want to use this as a vlogging camera, I think it'll probably be fine. The amount of features you have on this camera are quite extensive. You have, if you're a photographer, you have pretty much an ISO control in manual if you want. The only thing is it's slow, because you got to program it in, set it, and then go. So it's not like a DSLR where you can change it on the fly, but it's in there. You even have white balancings that you can play around with. You have obviously the mics. You got stereo, or you've got wind reduction, which is always stereo mics, but it's like indoor stereo or whatever. If you were gonna, I'm gonna do some I'll play my guitar in a little bit and record some songs with it, see how it does. What I found is if you're playing live or whatever, with the other cameras, the mics peak out on the really bassy notes or whatever, so sometimes you can sound a bit muffled with the if the audio is in auto. So what I'll probably try I'll try with the mics in stereo mode, and I'll try it with the mics in wind. So what I'll probably find with this camera is you'll probably want to be in either wind or in stereo. If you're not sure, use auto, but you're probably going to pick one or the other. So if you're outside, you're pretty much going to go with wind reduction, unless you got a day like today where there's pretty much virtually no wind, but a little bit of wind is enough that you'll pick it up or whatever. I'm going to have to start making some trenches here, run all this stuff off. But anyway, that's so that's the wind reduction noise test, and I'll do the yeah, nice little birdie singing over there. I'll use the other stereo mics indoors and test that. Battery life, I'll be testing all that stuff too. Right now it says I'm around the halfway mark. There's tons of features on this camera that it does seem a little bit easier to navigate than what my GoPro 5 was, although my GoPro 5 was good. Now, why don't I have my GoPro 5 anymore? Well, I lost it. So I got to make darn sure I don't lose this one. Thank God for my tax return. And I figured I'd spend the money on this before I spend it on anything else, because if not, I'll never be able to upgrade for the channel. But yeah, so right now this is going to be my main action camera. I don't really think there's anything else out there as good as the GoPro for the same price. This was 110 bucks off on sale. I think they came out at we'll say 700 bucks, 699 Canadian, and now it's down to about 4 something, but it was previously at like 540 or 560 or something like that. And anyway, it said 110 bucks off at the store. So for what it was before, I bought it at the Best Buy in Ottawa, and it was the memory card. I'm using the Lexner card, SD card. It was 24 bucks. They used to be 60 bucks, so that was pretty good. Yeah, I got 64 gigs in here. I might go to a 128 later on, but the battery life, we'll see how the battery life does. I can imagine if it's like my other GoPro, you probably got about an hour or so. Some people say up to an hour and a half, but it also might depend on your settings and stuff like that. So yeah, there's that. You can put an optional mic on here. Unfortunately, GoPro is the only one that has the mic adapter, so you can't just hook a mic straight into it, which I don't know why I don't know if they can get away with it, camera being so small, but if they could, that'd be pretty whiz bang, which is something I want to get later on. Problem is that GoPro mic adapter is basically copyrighted by GoPro, so they're the only one that sell it, and because of that, it's really difficult to get. You know, you can only seem to get it online. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. But yes, you can upgrade mics and stuff like that. So, but this is just to show you the audio of what you got. All right, there we go.